Holy cow. Hey guys, it's Cooper here with 10 Beck, and today I had the Virtual Energy Blackout. Now this is a remake of the original Virtual Energy, the green and gold one. Kind of looks like the Absolute, green and gold and black. I had it when I was a youth bowler. Man, that was probably 10 years ago. It was in the early 2010s. And I remember liking it a lot, but obviously I didn't care about, technical specs and numbers, and I just bowled for fun. But now, I'm a more competitive bowler, and Storm has blessed us with this, the Virtual Energy Blackout. I remember mine hooked a lot. I don't remember the full extent. I've thrown this a few times, and I am expecting a hook monster out of this thing. It's a big ball, big core. It's got the REX cover on it. Dark Code Remake, for those Dark Code lovers out there, I know it's a really popular ball. I personally never had it. I had the Infinite Physics with the REX cover. Cores are a little bit different. You should see some similar motion out of this, but let's take it on the lanes. I got a little bit of a burnt house shot out here. So let's see what we can make it do. Start with this one in the track area, see what it does. I've thrown this a few times during league. I know this thing is gonna hook. I don't know that this is the right kind of place to be with this ball. All right, let's throw this one a little harder. So this is I think it's a remnant of a house shot from league last night. So they're hooking a little bit, but this ball really doesn't want to be in this part of the lane a ton for me. I even, I revved that up a little bit more. Still some oil on the ball too, so. There we go. I mean, I feel like I'm just heaving it at this point just to get it in the pocket. This is definitely a lot of ball. A lot of ball. So I really am taking some hand out of this ball, and I'm just heaving it up the track area. I don't know how many games have been bowled on this pair. I know it's the remnants from league last night, so they're a little dry, but still, I normally don't have to throw it this hard to play up this track area. This is definitely a lot of ball, more than I was expecting, especially out of pearlized ASIM kind of really shiny ball. It's a lot of bowling ball. I think it's going to look really good for the people who play them straighter in general and throw it really hard, like the high ball speed, low rev players. It really allows me to just heave it up the lane and know that it's going to get back to the pocket. I even hit them light a little bit there and it still got back, whereas with other balls I might have just sailed and maybe missed the head pin. So I'm going to move left and see what we can make it do. I missed in a little bit, but I don't think I deserve that. Wow. Just more and more hook. There we go, that one looked good. There it is. All right, so I'm gonna go get my Zen Gold label. I'm gonna throw it in the same kind of area that I'm in right now. We'll do a little comparison. I think they're pretty similar, even the color scheme's a little similar, so. I think they have similar ball motions. The Zen Gold label is a little rounder than this ball. Virtual Energy, it's a lot of bowling ball. But I was also surprised by the gold label. It was a lot more ball than I expected too. So I'm curious to see what it's gonna do in the same part of the lane. So I'm gonna go get it, we'll be right back. So you can see it was a lot rounder. It wasn't quite as aggressive, but it was still a similar kind of motion. Whereas Virtual Energy was sharper and got to the spot and turned sideways a little bit more. The Zen Gold Label, you could see that symmetrical core really rounding out the ball motion. Definitely an arcier motion than the Virtual Energy. All right, so here's the Virtual Energy for reference. Again, in that same part of the lane. Missed that one at the bottom. Missed that one at the bottom a little bit, but you can see it recovered. It's definitely more ball than the Gold Label. All right, I am gonna move about 10 left of where I was before and just really open up and show what this thing can do. I've thrown it a few times at league, and this is where I needed to be. Light mixer, but still recovered. I got it into the oil too, so it somehow it chewed through the oil. And not really what you expect out of those shiny pearls. Instead of being responsive, it recovered and chewed through. It's nice. Yeah, I fed that one to the right a little bit. That's understandable. But still, a lot of boards crossed. All right, so now I am going to throw the Gold Label, which is a ball I thought was pretty angular, to show what another ball would do in this scenario. And there's a 2.8. So I didn't really miss that one at the bottom. I threw the same kind of speed. You can see something symmetrical, maybe not built to hook like this Virtual Energy. It's not going to get back in the pocket the same way that the Virtual Energy would. Like I said, this ball was pretty angular when I first drilled it. That was my first thought is, wow, I can't believe something's so symmetrical. It's so angular. I couldn't believe it. And then I drilled something with this Virtual Energy and wow, it just blew it out of the water. So normally at this point, it's about as far left as I can get. I normally can't really get anything to come back to the pocket. I'm on the last board here, which is about 5 boards left of the right of the gutter. So I'm gonna move left because I think there's more in the tank on this ball. I'm gonna move left, try to loft the gutter and see if I can still get it to come back, because I think we can. So I really want to show off what this thing can do. Gee Louise. Holy cow. That's unbelievable. All right, let's move about 5 more left, just for funsies, just for experimental sake. And there you go. That's what a really strong ball should do in that part of the lane. Obviously, the exception is the Virtual Energy. This thing is a hook monster. It really seems like the further left I get, the better it rolls. Not a lot of pieces out that can do that for me. Let's see, I have an Infinite Physics. So that's similar coverstock. It's a REX, obviously. It's a little duller. Still, you'd expect a little bit more out of a ball like that when you see what the Virtual Energy can do. Shinier and similar core too. So really cool stuff out here. Let's take it back to the shop and we'll talk about it. All right, so after throwing some shots, oh my gosh, I was surprised by how much this thing hooked. Like I said, the Virtual Energy, the original one, hooked a lot for me. Just youth bowler, just having fun out there. As a competitive bowler, this thing hooks. It is a hook monster. I couldn't get far enough left. And the crazy part is the further left I moved, the better it seemed to roll. Normally when I get that far to the left, especially on a walled house shot like this, I get a ton of over-under, especially with a shiny cover like this. I really didn't run into that problem with this ball here. So obviously we compared it to the Gold Label. When I first drilled this gold label, I thought it was going to be really sharp. I was so surprised by how sharp it was for a symmetrical bowling ball. Obviously, comparing the two, they're not even in the same league. This one is much sharper, picks up a lot earlier. I don't have my infinite physics here to compare it to. That would have been a good comparison, but you know, the surface is a little bit different. You know, I like to keep my infinite physics dull. Another crazy part is I really can smell this whole time we've been filming this video, the aroma of orange pop that they put in this bowling ball. It is so strong. For those of you who remember the Crux, you know, when that ball was popular back in what, 2012, 2013, you'd walk into a bowling alley and that's all you could smell was the pomegranate Crux. That's all you could smell. I remember going to high school tournaments and just being overwhelmed. That's kind of what I feel like with this ball. It is a really, really strong scent to complement that really strong ball motion. I think it's going to be a tournament ball. It's kind of going to be a niche ball. I don't think I'll throw this on a house shot a ton just because of how much it hooks. You know, I might bring this to, you know, these longer, maybe heavier volume patterns to give me some length and sharpness. Help kick that 10 out, you know, when something like my DNA is starting to leave flat 10s. This one will get me a little more entry angle into the pocket rather than that round archy motion. Definitely different. You know, for your dark code lovers, this thing is going to be a force to be reckoned with. It's going to be very similar to that ball. I'm really excited to see what it can do for me. I got the 4x4x1 layout on it. It's kind of an all-purpose layout, nothing too particular. Sometimes when I drill, you know, these big, shiny, strong ASIMs, they tend to be kind of over-under for me. I know I mentioned that over-under a lot. Sometimes I'll miss in and it'll sail. Sometimes I miss right and it'll check up early. So I didn't want to put anything too long, you know, too long of a layout on this ball. So general purpose, 4-inch pin, you know, get close to max flare, something a little more controllable. You know, really going strong on the layout with this one. I think you could get a lot more out of it than I did. And that's saying something. On this walled house shot, I was well past the left gutter and it was still recovering, still going in the pocket, retaining energy, driving nice and strong. Wow. Just the name of the game for this one, strength. This is a strong, strong bowling ball. You want to pre-order you today. It comes out September 22nd. Come on over to 10-Back Pro Shop or any Storm, Rotogrip, local VIP pro shop. We'll get yours ordered up. We'll take care of you. Thanks for stopping in today. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.